from Google and me have a few things in common. One of the questions I often get asked by many of my subscribers and people who I know is, why are we not ranking for what appears to be an easy keyword or easy set of keywords? We're not ranking for it despite our SEO being really good, our on-page SEO being really good, our off-page SEO being really good, our technical SEO being really good. The answer to that is not really easy because I need to take a look at the website. But if you have been following Google's guidelines to the dot, then your SEO is not good. And this may sound kind of crazy, but John agrees with me because I put up the quote on the screen here for you guys. And he says, and I quote, hold on. What he says is that Google tends to focus on various technical aspects when it comes to talking about SEO, but you need to do more, and I agree. So Google will say you need to make sure your website doesn't have 404 pages, it needs to have H1s, it needs to have H1s, H2s, H3s, it needs to be clearly outlined on your web pages. You need to make sure that all your pages render correctly and all of the technical stuff. But that doesn't really, that's not just a small part of your whole SEO, of your site's SEO. And so what John is saying is that, and this is another quote by him, I'm putting it on the screen for you guys to read, is what he's saying is you can't have a bestseller book if you're just correcting your spellings and making sure you have 20 chapters in your book, or making sure that your characters are 20% male and 10% female, and the technical aspect of writing a book does not matter as much to contributing towards whether your book is a bestseller or it's just sinks, because there are many other factors, including how good you are as an author, how good the story is, if people resonate with the story, how well it's written in terms of the content itself, and then how well it's promoted. Then if you write a book and you don't really promote it and you're a relatively new author, you're not going to see much traction, and this is where Google is headed. So this is a very generalized approach that John has taken and he's answered these questions, but I'm going to go into exactly why. For the most part that I see when I audit the websites, when I look at my friends' websites, why they're not ranking and the comments I give them. So I'll just give you 5 things that if you're in the same space and you're not really ranking, just tick these off your box so that you can start ranking again. And it's almost a guarantee that if you do these things correctly, you should start ranking at least for those easy keywords that you're saying that you're not ranking for. So let's jump right into the video. Now, I get many people that come to me, they say, hey man, we built little bucket loads of backlinks to our website and it's not working. So the problem here is that you're not supposed to be building backlinks in the first place. And so it's against Google's guidelines to just build backlinks or buy backlinks. If you're doing any of that, you're not going to rank, or your chances of ranking are really low. Your approach to doing backlinks should be, if it's a relatively new website, you hold off building any backlinks until all the content on your website, at least all the main pages, are done, and you have a few blog pages done, and all of those pages are interlinked, they're indexed, there are no 404s on your site, there are no missing H1s on your site. It is at that point that you start with doing foundational backlinks. And now, foundational backlinks don't help you rank. That's not their purpose. Their purpose is to establish you as being a real entity in the eyes of Google. And so your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your X, formerly called Twitter, all of these social media, Web 2.0s, your brand should be on these spaces. They're not going to help you rank. I'm going to say this again. This will not help you rank, but it will help you establish a brand or your website in the eyes of Google. So build those foundational links. You don't need to do it yourself. You can go on Fiverr and you can just just hire someone to do it for you and then do a pretty good job. Just make sure that they hand over the passwords to all of those spaces that they build those links to so that you have access to them. So that's step number one, is to make sure that you have your foundational backlinks before you do any other backlinking, okay? The second biggest mistake I see is people haven't planned their content. If you've just created a website, or you've created a website a while back and you've just added pages to the site and you just put content on your website with no real plan in place, your chances of ranking is really low. Especially now that it has become super competitive, you're not going to rank as well. Now, this can be even if you're using an expired domain, even if you're using a brand new domain, you're just not going to work. So start with a content plan. Better yet, start with what's called a topical map. And I offer a topical mapping service. You can go on my website. It's very affordable. It's probably the most affordable topical mapping service. You can go on my website. You can buy a topical mapping service. And what I do is I go ahead and I map everything that you need to cover on your website, along with how they're all linked together, so that you can just go in, produce the content, and build those internal links, build all the content. And 80% of the times, when you're even like 20, 30, 40% into the content map, you're already ranking. So you're probably not going to be on the first page, but you're already ranking if the content is good. By the time you get to like 80% of the topical map, you're like doing really good. So at that point, you don't really need to go out and buy backlinks. So a lot of my clients, my topical mapping clients, say we haven't bought a single backlink. In fact, we've earned a few backlinks, but we've not done any backlinking and we're ranking very well. Now, obviously, some of those easy keywords, they are ranking for on the first page, but you're not going to be on the first page for the really hard, challenging keywords. But that's a good place to start, because if you have a plan in place, you know how to generate content, that will help you rank your website in the long term as well with good internal links. So make sure you have a content plan in place. The third mistake I see people make is their content isn't well optimized. Now, Google says that you only need to have high quality content, just make sure it's high quality. Well, not really the case. Google is looking at your LSI keywords, it's looking at how your entities are added, it's looking at all of those other things. So what I generally do is I run what's called a Surfer SEO audit on those pages. And that's my first step to doing a content audit, to make sure, that at the very least, the content on the website or the web pages are optimized. And 9 out of 10 times what I see is it's not well optimized. So it's either over optimized, it's either under optimized, or it's either not optimized at all. And this is a big mistake, because if you want to rank, you need to make sure that along with following the topical map, your content is optimized. So put it through Surfer SEO, put it through Phrase. The Market Muse is another great tool, but it's expensive. And you can use those tools to optimize your content, and that's another contributing factor to helping you rank. The fourth mistake I see people make is they just use these images from... The fourth mistake I see people make is just use stock images on their site. If you really care about your website's SEO and you really care about your content's quality, don't use stock images. Don't use images that you can just download off Google Images, and even if they're copyright free, they're not the best. And so if you're gonna add images, put in the extra effort, maybe create the images yourself. Use a program like Canva, and it doesn't have to be brilliant. If you're writing content, let's say for SEO, you can just have images that are graphs. You can have images that are infographics, and just really basic stuff, but which is also adds value to your content. And Google doesn't see that as you being lazy with your content. So it goes towards adding a quality score to your content, if there is such a thing. So just make sure, just your images are good, and also add alt tags. Now, alt tags is not a ranking factor, but you're telling Google what the image is about. So describe what the image is about in your alt text, and don't just put in 2 words. Make sure it's a proper description. The final piece of the puzzle is promoting your content. Now, if you're putting out content, whether it's a blog post, whether it's just you selling a service on your site, and you have a few service pages, one of the things that I see people do not do is promote their content. They're relying on Google to rank their content, but Google is not going to rank your content 8 out of 10 times if it doesn't see it having any value. And one of the ways Google sees it has any value if there's traffic coming to your site. If you're a new site or you're not ranking for your keyword, you're obviously not going to get that traffic. So one of the ways to do that is to promote your content. So you can promote your content on Facebook, and I found this to be really effective. You have a Facebook page, you start posting content on your Facebook page, and then you start promoting, like you run a promotion, spend, I guess, $5 a day, promote your content on Facebook, pull in some good traffic to your website, and that in itself helps you improve rankings. Now, you're not going to see a jump from page 3 to page 1, but you're going to see a gradual improvement in your rankings, because Google starts seeing that you're getting traffic. It's a social signals. Some people sell social signals on Facebook, but you can buy those, but I have not found them to be very effective. But this is a more effective way. It will cost you money, because it's like if you spend $5 a day, maybe run it like 2 or 3 times a week. If you don't have the budget, it'll help you bring in some good traffic. It'll also help you bring in people who subscribe to your Facebook page, or who join your Facebook group, and that overall helps you build that brand quality and help you bring in good quality traffic, and lowers the bounce rate, because these people are interested in your content. And so a lower bounce rate always means that you're going to rank well. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will catch you in the next video.